I did a speedrun to see how fast I could get round 50 on every single Black Ops 3 Zombies map, including Chronicles. I hope you enjoy. Starting off with one of the best launch maps in Zombies history, Shadows of Evil. I grabbed the Fumigator, turn on Quick Revive, and open up the box with the summoning key. I open up Spawn Room and start my first ritual. After it's done, I grab my first Gate Worm. I look for the district that has Juggernog in it, and it's the Footlight District. And I go in Beast Mode and take this route. After I'm out of Beast Mode, I grab my first shield part, and I end round 2. I do my second ritual, complete it, and collect the second Gate Worm, and then a Margwa spawns in. So, to deal with the big guy, I buy the RK5. Start and complete my third ritual, get on the train to go to the waterfront district because you have to keep the waterfront district's front door or whatever you want to call it closed. I get my first sword symbol, my second sword symbol. I buy the HVK, which is necessary for the high round strategy. I end round 5 and then I start my last ritual. Round 6 is also when I get my first parasite round, which is nice. And before going to Pack-a-Punch, I use the train one last time to get the last sword symbol I need. So I enter beast mode and do the code. Now I'm in a pretty tight situation without any perks. Luckily I made it out, but while I was wall running, a zombie could have easily just jumped over and knocked me off. And now I finally complete the last ritual to open a Pack-a-Punch, and I Pack-a-Punch my HVK. I grab and place my first egg. I fill it up with enough soul, and I buy Juggernog in round 8 because who wouldn't? I buy stamina just so I can run a little bit faster, get around the place easier. I grab the last shield part, and I get the sword, which is probably the best specialist weapon in this game other than the skull. I buy Widow's Wine, which isn't essential, but it just makes the high round strategy way safer. I'm gonna say it wrong, but I grabbed the Arch de Boom. I start this first ritual, and then I just have to take out one Margwa, and that's easy. I build the shield, and you gotta make sure you build the shield in the waterfront district, because it's just easier to get that way. I start my third ritual, and I kill this Margwa instantly. I open up a purple pod, and I get the Margwa tentacle, and about 10 seconds later, I kill a parasite and get the Xenomatter. I build the Apothecary Servant, and I mean, if this wonder weapon is in your top 3 wonder weapons, then I don't know what to say to you. After completing all the rituals, I can give the sword to the keeper, and then he upgrades my sword, so now I'm almost set up. I still need little armies though. In round 18, I buy Mule Kick instead of Quick Revive, because if you buy Quick Revive, you start getting death machines, which means less max ammos. And because the Apothecary Servant has so little ammo, you need as many max ammos as you can get. And out of all things I could have gotten from the box, I get this piece of shit. I'm still hitting the box for little armies. Oh my god, the Thunder Gun! Here I am on round 24, still hitting the box, and I get the Ray Gun again before I get little armies. Nice. In round 26, I Pack-a-Punch my Kuda and get Blast Furnace, and I Pack-a-Punch my HVK and get Deadwire. But finally, on round 33, I get little armies. It's never taken me this long. And I have a debate on upgrading the little armies, which I don't because it's a waste of time, and you need to get 100 kills with them, which is never gonna happen on the 30s. And moving on to the strategy, you just sit in this place, and then whenever the round starts, you want to activate your sword, let it do its thing until it runs out, and then when it runs out, you want to either shoot 2 Apothecary Servant shots, or if you don't have the ammo, just use your ammo mods. It's that easy. And then when you use an alchemical, oh boy, you just spam the shit. Now, whenever a Margwa spawns in, just throw a little army at that exact spot, and then activate the Civil Protector when he gets close, and it will just instantly kill him. Round 40, and we're an hour and 5 minutes in. Also, make sure you're cycling through the Gobble Gum machine to always have an alchemical and teeth. This, you do not want to be in this room with no ammo in your Apothecary Servant. And once I get to round 49, I literally just spam the crap out of my Apothecary Servant and use my alchemical and teeth this because it's the last round. And really, what could go wrong? You're literally impossible to die when you spam the crap out of this wonder weapon. And there we go. The round ended in about 2 minutes. And there's Shadows of Evil done. We did an hour, 21 minutes and 10 seconds. Moving on to the second map introduced in Black Ops 3 Zombies, the Giant. Now, you do have to restart for stamina, but that's really it, and it's easy after that. On round 3, I buy the RK5, and I stay in spawn until round 5 until I start opening up the entire map. I turn on power, buy the Bowie knife so I can maximize points. I link my first teleporter, and on round 5, while trying to check what the drop is from the teleporter, I get a red screen. I link my second teleporter, get my first dog round on round 7, and link my final teleporter to unlock Pack-a-Punch. I end up finding Quick Revive. I would have preferred Juggernog, but I still buy it anyways. And then get another red screen on round 8. And about 10 seconds later, I get another one. In the end, I do find where Juggernog is and I buy it. I buy Speed Cola. And now I'm just trying to hit the mystery box to get the Wonder Waft. It's kind of rare on this map. It took me a while to get it. But I mean, what do I know? I could just be very unlucky. On round 17, I finally get something good. I get the monkey, so now I can unlock stamina. Finally, after hitting the mystery box for so long, I get the Wonder Waft. I traded my Dracon for the RK5 because the ammo is just way easier to get, and I try to pack-a-punch it and get Deadwire or Blast Furnace. Blast Furnace preferably, because if you get Deadwire, any map with the Wonder Waft, you won't be able to get drops. Moving on to the strategy, you literally just sit up here with the Wonder Waft next to Pack-a-Punch and shoot the Wonder Waft every now and then, and it kills all the zombies. It's so easy, it's so fast, but once you get to the 70s and 80s, you do start to run out of ammo, but I'm not going that high. And like Shadows of Evil, always make sure you're rotating the Gobble Gum machine so you can always be having an alchemical antithesis, because with the Wonder Waft, you don't get drops with it, sadly. And then once you start to run out of ammo, you literally just pop an alchemical antithesis and spam shoot the spawns, and it makes the rounds in the 30s and the 40s end in about 2 minutes. One thing about alternating the Gobble Gums is you never want to get an alchem when you already have one, because it will just make it so it takes a lot longer to get another alchem after. And you see, I already had an alchem, and I probably could have ended this entire round with that last bit of the alchem. But there's round 40 in 51 minutes. And now I'm on round 48. It's basically just me spamming the Wonder Waft to 50 at this point. It's so easy. But I will say the Wonder Waft, out of all the Wonder Weapons, is definitely one of the more weaker ones. You can still die with an alchem if you're not paying attention and you lose focus, like I did right here. Unlike the Apothecary Certain, where you can literally just go into airplane mode. So now I didn't really want to go down because I've already spent an hour on this game. I didn't really want to spend any longer on this map because it's pretty easy, but like I said, this map is just so easy. The high round strategy, it's kind of hard to die even without Speed Cola or any perks. Well, as long as you have Wonder Waft ammo. So round 48 gets ended and I'm 1 round away, so I try to buy all my perks so I don't fail 1 round away from 50. And I mean, I kind of got an alchem on 49, so basically the round's over before it even started. But there's round 50 on the Giant. It took me an hour, 12 minutes, and 48 seconds. I just forgot to pause the timer, so that's why it's still running. Definitely on the easier side of the maps. Moving on to a lot of people's favorite map in BO3, Der Eisendrache. On round 1, I hit the Gobble Gum machine to try and just get a Gobble Gum that can save me if I get trapped in the corner. And then once I get to round 5, I start to open up the map. I also don't know how I got a dog round this early, but that's pretty cool. But I do find where the first shield part is, so I pick it up. And once again, I buy the Bowie knife so I can maximize points. I turn on power. I end up buying stamina up so I can get around the map faster. On round 7, I start to fill up my first dragon head. So I finish my first dragon head, my second dragon head. Turn on the anti-gravity and get the second part to the shield. And find where the last part of the shield is, so I grab it. So I build the shield and now I feel a lot safer. I finish my last dragon head and get the best wonder weapon in all of zombies, the Wrath of the Ancients. And I bought Speed Cola for some reason. Double tap would have been way better. I don't know what I was thinking. So I shoot right here and I actually miss the second time I hit it though, and then I can start my lightning bow upgrade. And so I finished my first pillar. It was actually kind of funny. I spent a little bit of time trying to hit this one, but I finally got it. It took me a while because it's kind of hard to hit. I turn on the death ray because if you didn't know, it spawns one of the parts of the Ragnaroks that you need, and the Ragnaroks are basically necessary on this map. It's just a get out of jail free card. And just as you just saw, I killed the Panzer so I can get another part of the Ragnaroks. And so I used the jump pad to get the second part of the Ragnaroks. Basically, like I just said, you have to use the death ray to actually get that, otherwise it won't be there. I open up this gate so I can go to the rocket site, and then I shoot my last pillar with the Wrath of Ancients. And to get the last part of the Ragnaroks, you need to wait till the rocket's about to launch, and then you flip that switch right there, and then you basically just wait for all 3 of these lights to turn green. And I actually get trapped, and then the zombie that I knifed and killed gave me a nuke. That's so good, because if I didn't get that nuke, I would have died. And as you can see, they all turn green. You basically just activate the switch, and you get the last part of the Ragnaroks. So I build the Ragnaroks, and it's a pretty good special weapon, but I don't think it's really as good as the sword or the skull. And now I'm doing the next step to the lightning bow. I basically have all this memorized now. You basically just run across the wall without falling off, and you're good. Now moving on to the next step, you basically just fill up this urn with souls, and then you can charge your shot, and then we'll have lightning on it, and then you can basically shoot the pillars again, and then that's the last step. As you can see, charge shot, and then there's lightning on it, and you just shoot all the pillars again. So now this is the hardest one to do, but I somehow managed to do it first try, which is awesome. And then I shoot the last pillar again. As you see, I also have a pack-a-punch haymaker because the panzers are so strong in this map. You either need the KRM, Brecci, or the haymaker, the Brecci being the best one, but you also need double tap, and of course I didn't buy that because I'm a genius. And now this really isn't a step, you literally just interact there and then it will complete the last step for you. And it's just another soul box. You basically just fill around, I say like 20-25 zombies there, and you'll be able to get the lightning bow. So at the end of round 19, I'm basically set up with the lightning bow and I'm chilling. Now basically you want to just sit here for the strategy. I kind of went all over the place this game, but you basically just sit here and shoot your lightning bow every now and then. And then once you start to run out of ammo in the higher rounds, if you're going for 100, you just start to use your Ragnarok more. And this is why you need a shotgun with double tap, because even on round 20, the Panzer is so strong that he just almost killed me here. On round 29, I do get my first down. It could have been easily avoided, but I kind of panicked and just spammed my lightning bow, and then the Panzer just slapped the crap out of me. But I mean, hey, at least this time I bought double tap. On round 36, I switched places. I'm not sure if the strategy is fast or not. I do have the door in front of me open, so I'm not sure, but it felt like it was faster. Basically, to deal with the Panzer, you just want to turn him that death ray and he gets caught in it, and this is why you need the Brecci. It is definitely the strongest for this. The haymaker is kind of weak when it comes to this. I'd say the KRM is probably better, but it really doesn't matter that much as long as it's a shotgun. And I mean, really, do I need to explain the strategy? It's literally just you spamming the lightning bow over and over again. It's too easy. I mean, the lightning bow, it did get a nerf, but it is still broken. But I hit round 50 in an hour, 13 minutes, and 56 seconds. It's not that bad. It's mainly the setups on these maps that takes a while, but that was DE. Moving on to a map that gets so much hate for no reason at all. It's honestly not even that bad of a map. I enjoy playing it. Basically, you just sit and spawn and build up your points until round 9. You leave one zombie on round 9 so you don't have any trouble opening up the entire map. Also, yes, if you just sit around in this area, the zombies only come from those two windows, and it's ridiculously fast. You can see I'm only 4 minutes in, I'm on round 5. But instead of staying until round 9 like usual, I open up in round 6 because I actually did fail this map a couple of times. It's kind of hard, the high round strategy. Because the wonder weapon really doesn't do much unless you're using Lux's strategy, which, I mean, it's pretty slow. Also, not to mention, you have to do the entire Easter egg to even do it. I grabbed the blue water, place it in here to temporarily turn on the power. You do have to do the other one, otherwise power would just turn it off. I grabbed my first shield part. I buy the ICR, which is basically necessary for the high round strategy. I grabbed the green water. Grab my second part to the gas mask because the thrashers are just a pain to deal with. I put the green water in here, and now I have a limited amount of time to actually try and turn on power, or open the door, I guess you would say. I grab my second shield part, open up the door in time, and this is the part where the thrasher can spawn in, but if you can kill all the zombies fast enough, he doesn't spawn in, which is awesome. I pick up my last part to the shield, and just to be on the safe side, I do end up building it. Once again, I buy the Bowie knife so I can maximize points, and of course, the thrasher just had to spawn in. I slash all these webs, which starts a kind of lockdown almost. It's not that hard, you just have to kill like around 10 zombies. I can then grab my first part, the pack-a-punch, turn on the power, and get my last part to the gas mask. I buy Juggernog just to be on the safe side, and also the thrashers are just so strong. They one-hit you without Juggernog, and they even give you a red screen with Juggernog. It's crazy. After knifing almost literally every single web in here, I finally get the second part, the pack-a-punch, and then I can finally get my last part, the pack-a-punch. This one being the easiest, it's literally just in the open. I don't go back straight away for some reason, and I grab the plant for the KT4. You don't need the KT4 at all, so I don't know why, but it's probably because I failed so much. I'm like, oh, the KT4 is definitely gonna help me. In reality, it doesn't really do anything. On round 11, I pack-a-punch my ICR, and now I'm doing my first skull. There's my second skull that I'm doing right now, and I'm just keeping one spider alive on the spider round to make things a lot easier, because it gets pretty hectic on this map pretty fast. There's my third skull. I buy quick revive, gas mask, so I don't have to deal with that gas anymore, and it makes dealing with the thrashers a lot easier. And now I'm just doing my last skull. I place down my last skull, and it opens up this area, and now I can get the skull of Nunsakwe. Although it is pretty anticlimactic, the keepers are just a one-hit with anything. And there's the skull. It's pretty fun to use, probably even more than than the sword, but I don't know if the sword or the skull's better. It really just depends on your preference. I buy stamina just so I can get around the map faster as always. I probably should have double tap instead of speed cola, because if you didn't know, double tap makes it so your ammo mods have twice more chance to activate. Also, on the higher rounds, the only way to deal with thrashers is literally the skull. They're that overpowered. On round 16, I get the last part I need to the KT4. Still not sure why I'm building it. It would have been way faster for me just to use 2 guns with the ammo mods. And yeah, I have like KT4. Also, for the longest time, I just didn't know you could charge shot this thing. I thought it was just crappy without its upgrade. And now, the brilliant idea that I have is to upgrade the KT4. So now I'm in the spider boss fight, which is honestly a pretty cool boss fight, but it's ridiculously easy. It's so dumb. Also, if you didn't know, there's just free Widow's Run right here. I don't know why I wasn't able to get it. Maybe you can't get it if you already have 4 perks or something like that. Around 22, I get caught in the corner, try to spam my KT4, and then I go down. My earliest down around 22, and that's about nice. I mean, look at me go. I'm doing literally the entire Easter egg right now just to get the upgrade in KT4. I mean, I upgraded it at the cost that now I'm an hour and I'm only on round 26. Well, I'm finally set up on this map that's this long, but moving on to the strategy, you basically just sit in the room with the skull and just run around with your ammo mods. And use your skull whenever you have it because it speeds up the round so much, and that's basically it. It's pretty easily. Also, make sure you have like an Alchem or actually an in-plane sight or ABH to save your life because the wonder weapon is basically useless. Also, you may have noticed that I have no quick revive. Not sure if I bought Speed Cola on accident or I literally just don't have any more quick revives. If you want to know what the strategy actually looks like by me showing you, you basically just stick along the wall. The zombies will never be around there. You can basically just run across the wall and you'll be able to run through fine, and you just use your ammo mods. But there we go. I finally hit round 50 on Zetsubou. It took me an hour, 49 minutes, and 57 seconds. Mostly because I tried to get the KT4 upgraded the entire time. It was a waste of time. I probably could have done this in an hour and 10 minutes if I didn't try to do that. And yes, I was so happy that I just ended the game instantly. I never want to do that ever again, and I'm probably going to do round 100 on the map. Good luck me. Moving on to Lex's favorite map on Black Ops 3 Zombies, Gorod Krovi. Also the map where he got the round 71 curse. On round 2, I get the most useful thing, an insta-kill on round 2! On round 4, I buy Quick Revive because this is the map I have the least experience on other than Zetsubou. I get my first shield part, and I have no idea what happened here. Like half the rounds spawned in this one window. I turn on power, I get my second shield part, buy the BMP, and get my last parts of the shield. I get my first 4 pod, and then of course the dragon shows up. And then I build the shield, which is 100% the best shield on this game. I got my second gore pod and my last pod. And what's funny here is I have to use my RK5 on round 8 because I ran out of ammo on my BMP. And then of course the dragon has to breathe fire all over the gore pod. Somehow I managed to keep it alive because I threw grenades. I bought stamina for obvious reasons. I insert all the parts of the dragon network controller so I can go to Pack-a-Punch. And then I get my first Valkyrie round. I buy Picola. And another thing about the Valkyries, you have to be careful about trying to kill them because sometimes they will just try and run into you and kill you instantly, even if you have Juggernaut. On round 12, I hit the mystery box and I get the wrong ray gun. But finally, after hitting the box for quite a bit, I get the Mark III on round 13. Which again, it's a cool concept. It's fun to use this wonder weapon, but it has the same problem as the scavenger. It doesn't have infinite damage. On round 18, I ride the dragon so I can get the Pack-a-Punch and Pack-a-Punch my Mark III. So I Pack-a-Punch my Mark III and I Pack-a-Punch my Spitfire and get dead wire on it. And then look at me go. I pick up this egg. I'm pretty sure it's a part of the Easter egg, but I have no idea how to do it and I really don't care. That can be a different video. Now moving on to the strategy, you have to keep the door behind you closed, but you literally just sit here where stamina up is, and it's so easy. You just spam the Mark III. The Mark III has so much ammo to the point where you can literally just spam the crap out of it. The only problem is you can't do this past 50, but we're only going to 50, so that's nice. And then the dragon can breathe fire in this area. Luckily, it doesn't breathe fire where you're standing, so you can literally just continue to stand there. Around 43, I got my first down because I'm using a death machine without double tap for some reason. I didn't die to the zombies. I mostly died because the dragon breathed fire, and then the zombies got caught on fire, and then when I killed them, they exploded and damaged me. Luckily, though, there was a nuke, so I could easily get out of this area. And there's round 50 on Gorod Krovi. It's definitely an easier round 50. I know the high round strategy, though, is painful because you have to continually break your shield, grab a new one, because the shield is literally the only thing that kills zombies aside from ammo mods. But that was Gorod. Moving on to Revelations, the easiest map in Black Ops 3 Zombies, and probably the easiest map in Zombies history. And no, I'm not counting Cold War. Cold War is beyond easy. I started up my first generator, and on round 3, I buy Quick Revive. I buy the RK5, and then I start opening up the map. I get my first part to the shield, do my second generator. I get my second part to the shield, which, by the way, is literally the shield from Gorod Krovi. I do my third generator, buy Speed Cola. I buy the VMP because I have no ammo. And you see, I'm just so good at this game that I went down in round 6 on Revelations. But I mean, I play it out anyways because I don't care. So I turn on my fourth generator and then turn on the anti-gravity to get my last shield part. I buy stamina, Quick Revive again, and enter the Nacht Der Untoten area so I can buy Juggernaut. I also build the shield while I'm at it, and I missed my opportunity to capture Apothecon, which sucks. But I mean, hey, second time's a charm, right? Or wait, no, it's 3 times. I rebuy Speed Cola, and I'm around 13. I'm just trying to hit the mystery box so I can get something good, and I get the Apothecon Servant, which is awesome. And now I'm just trying to do the upgrade process for the Apothecon Servant so you can pack punch it. I missed the first time, but the second time I hit it, of course. And then I use my ABH, right? And it teleports me to the next stone that I need to suck with my Apothecon Servant. Okay, hearing that out loud now, that sounds a little bit sus. Finally, after missing it so many times, I finally hit it. And I mean, I'm not going to show you every single stone I hit, but I got all of them, and then I was able to pack a punch my Apothecon Servant, and oh my gosh, the camo on the Apothecon Servant looks so clean. And on round 21, I get the Thunder Gun, so I'm completely set up now. Moving on to the strategy for this map, you literally just sit in the Verruckt area and look at exactly where I'm looking, and they only come out of the 2 berries. It's so stupid. You just shoot an Apothecon Servant every around 10 seconds, and the rounds go by so quickly. And when I was close to running out of ammo with my Apothecon Servant, I would use my Alchem prone, and I would just spam the crap out of the 2 berries. It's so dumb. The rounds go by so quickly when you do that. But on round 33, I do get it down here because I was not paying attention, not focusing at all. I mean, I wasn't really expecting to focus anyways because this map is so easy, but I did lose focus and died. But this is even weirder. On round 43, I get another down because of a Margwa. I don't even know how I went down so fast. Maybe it's because he was on fire Margwa, but it kind of pissed me off. I was kind of embarrassing dying this many times on Revelations. But we hit round 50 on Revelations in an hour, 13 minutes, 26 seconds. And so far, the map that has taken us the least amount of time is the Giant with an hour, 12 minutes, 58 seconds, which is kind of insane, but the Giant is pretty easy. And it's mainly the setups on these maps that take a while. But that was Revelations. Moving on to Chronicles. And of course, we're starting with the slowest map I've ever played in my entire life, Nacht Der Untoten BO3's version. I mean, seriously, I'm already a minute 40 seconds in. I just completed round 1. Why did they have to make the spawns 50 years away from the building? So I do buy the Shiva, and I have thermal sight on it so I can see the zombies from farther away, and so I can speed up the rounds, of course. Round 3 is basically just the same thing. It's just the zombies are 2 taps to the head instead of 1 tap. And then after finishing up round 5, I open up the health door and buy the Kuda and just build up more points so I can get my perk. And then, of course, I get a death machine at the end of the round. Luckily, I can just save it until the round starts. And after finishing up round 7, I would usually open up this door and hit the Wonder Fist for perks. And the perks that I want is Quick Revive, Juggernaut, Stamina Up, and Double Tap. In round 14, I get the Ray Gun Mark II, which is great because I can get power-ups in the later rounds and not have to trade out my Thunder Gun because it's so common that you have to trade out your Thunder Gun on this map. It's ridiculous. I got to round 91, like I said, and I crashed. 14 hours and I'm round 16, I get the Thunder Gun, which is even better. Now I'm basically set up. I also trade out my Ray Gun Mark II for the Kuda again, because there's really no way for me to get the ammo back in it unless I use my Thunder Gun, which I really don't want to on these early rounds. On round 22, I start shooting a full horde of zombies and then killing them with my Thunder Gun because I'm kind of having trouble killing the zombies with my Kuda, even though I have double tap. So I just use my Thunder Gun and I hold it out half the time in case I get trapped in the corner, because if you go down this map, it's kind of hard to get your perks back. And I also, like always, make sure I'm hitting the Gobblegum machine so I can always have an Alchem, because on this map, and only this map, you have to trade in your Thunder Gun, and it is painful. You don't have to do it till around the 60s, 70s, so I'm pretty much fine. But I did this before. I traded out my Thunder Gun 4 times in the 90s, and it still didn't finish the round. On round 26, I hit the box, and I get the Ray Gun, so now I can actually kill zombies again with a different gun other than the Thunder Gun, which is nice. And even though the Ray Gun is really weak, because I have double tap, it just makes it way better, and it's actually killing these zombies, and it makes me save ammo in my thunder gun, which is just nice. Here's round 40 in an hour 32 minutes and 50 seconds, and I get the ray gun Mark II, which is nice because the ray gun, the first one, oh my gosh, it is so bad in round 40, even with double tap. As for the strategy for this map, it is so simple. It's so easy. The only reason you would lose is because your game crashes if you're going for a 100 classics only, like I did on round 91. But anyways, you literally just run around inside the outdoor. It's so easy. It's so easy to train in here. I mean, the only reason you would die is because you don't have your thunder gun because you traded it, but that's only for high rounds. Well, I guess you would say high rounds because high rounds are 100 plus, but I consider rounds 1 to 70 to be low rounds if I'm being honest. And then I finally hit round 50 in 2 hours 23 minutes and 3 seconds. It's so slow. You know what's even funnier is that the first 50 rounds, right, 2 hours 23 minutes, not that bad, and then the next 50 rounds to 100, 16 hours. But that was Nacht Der Untoten round 50. Moving on to the hardest map on BO3.
I think we need to do something about the power.
Oh boy, Verruckt. Oh my gosh, the map that I've actually never gotten past round 30 with classic. If there's one map that would scare me, it would be this one for sure. I mean, first off, you can get blank shots with the Wunderwaffe, which is already terrible on a map this fucking close corners. Another thing, if you shoot the Wunderwaffe when you have a red screen, you just won't regenerate your health and you're probably gonna die because of it. I mean, like, why? I mean, I'm like 90% sure I failed on this map like 10 times. And after finishing up round 4, I started opening up the map, starting with the staircase, and now I'm just running to turn on power and also going to the speed cooler room to buy the HPK, and basically that you can camp there till round 13. It is so fast, and you basically camp there till like round 50 anyways. Basically, all you do is just sit in this room. As long as you don't exit that doorway that I'm looking at right now, the zombies only come from those 2 windows, and it is so fast. On round 6, I buy Speed Cola, and then I just leave 1 zombie on round 13 so I can go ahead and buy my perk. I also do this thing where I hit the mystery box, the Gobblegum machine, and Wonder Fizz, which is pretty cool. Obviously, the mystery box and the Gobblegum machine give me nothing that I wanted, but at least I got stamina. I buy Juggernog and Quick Revive, and now I'm just hitting the mystery box for Wunderwaffe and Ray Gun Mark II, which is super easy to get on this map, unlike Shi No Numa. And luckily, I managed to get the Ray Gun Mark II, so I just set up for that right now because it's kind of slowing me down hitting the mystery box. But after leaving 1 zombie on round 14, I get the Wunderwaffe, which is great. I'm completely set up on this map. Basically, for the early rounds, I would just spam the crap out of my Ray Gun Mark II and use my health chem. It is so fast doing it this way. Plus, you save your Wunderwaffe ammo. Although in the 20s, the Ray Gun Mark II starts to get a little weak for just how fast zombie spawns are. They're really fast in this one room, so I have to use my Wunderwaffe this early. Otherwise, I'm gonna take it down. It's gonna slow me down. And not even that, I just wanted to get this map done with because I failed 10 times already, like I said. And around 35, I get a really close call. I just about used my in plain sight. I know if you use your in plain sight too late, because it's like kind of slow using it when you have your Wunderwaffe in your hand, you can die while using it. And if you're running low on ammo in your Wunderwaffe, or you just want to save your ammo, which obviously you want to do because you run out of ammo super quickly because you can't pack a punch the Wunderwaffe, you just go to this trap. Then you can do the low round strategy for a lot longer. And then of course, when you're running low on ammo, just pop an alchem, and also make sure you have 2 shots still, because if you don't, if you shoot with 1 shot, it will auto swap your weapons and probably kill you in the process. And now here I am at round 46 without any downs, and I'm feeling kind of safe. Boom, I went down because I accidentally threw a grenade while trying to reload cancel, and now I'm kind of scared because I didn't want to fail 11 times, so I decided to open up the door, so now I have to do the high round strategy. Also, make sure not to turn on the trap. I remember doing that one time and it killed me because you can't run through the trap without Juggernog. It will just kill you instantly. But it's really not that hard. You just take your time and then you can easily get your perks back. Like right here, I get Juggernog, and then a little while later, I get Quick Revive, and now I feel a lot safer. When I have Quick Revive and Juggernog, and really anyone who has all their perks, you tend to play a lot better, and because you feel a lot safer. And now moving on to the high round strategy, because I had to open up the doors because I didn't want to lose. You basically just alternate between both traps. It's not that hard, like you saw right there. I just killed almost a full horde of zombies. Slid through the trap, of course, because if you try to run through the trap without stamina, there's a good chance it's just gonna kill you instantly. And I'm just training in this room, making sure the trap gets as many kills as possible before it runs out. And then once the trap is done, I just make my way to the other trap. And then I have a full horde of zombies, turn on the trap, and make sure you stay right next to where that trap activation, or whatever you want to call it, is, because all the zombies coming from the window just die. And the zombies do push you away from that spot, so you just gotta hold the A key to go back up and turn sideways. You don't want to hold the W key, because I remember doing that one time. Accidentally walked into the trap and killed me instantly. And then when the trap runs out, you might have to shoot the Wonder off once or twice, but as long as you don't go down, it's fine. But I finally hit round 50 after an hour, 21 minutes, and 2 seconds. It wasn't really that hard. I mean, I'm just kind of probably trash, but that was Verruckt. Moving on to Shi No Numa. Here we are on Shi No Numa. A lot of people think this map is hard because you have to restart so much. You honestly don't. You don't have to keep that flogger door closed. It literally, all it does is just make it so you get more kills with the flogger, and that's it. It doesn't really do anything else. I buy the Shiva, just like Nacht. It's pretty slow to start off, so I can buy the Shiva with thermoscope to speed it up a lot. And then like most maps, I stay in spawn until round 4 until I start opening up the entire map. And then I get mule kick in the comm room, and usually people would restart here if they were going for a serious game, but it really doesn't matter because I'm only going for round 50, and you could literally camp in the storage hut until like round 64, so it doesn't matter that much. In the storage hut, I get speed cola, which is nice. Also about the M8A7. A problem that I do have with this map though is the water. If you get stuck in the water, you can still slide through it if you're good enough, and I know how to do that, but if you get stuck and you mess up the sliding, you're basically effed on these higher rounds. And then I don't know what this hut's called. All I saw was it's called the doctor's quarters, but I get double tapped, so usually people would restart here, but I really don't care. I mean, I literally tested out the high round strategy with Strat Tester and had the fishing hut door open. It didn't really make that much of a difference, and it was still going pretty fast. And I do get a dog round on round 7. Yes, there are dog rounds on this map, which is so good. I love that. And if I'm being honest, they should have added some sort of dog round in the Nacht Der Untoten and Verruckt. It would have just made so much more sense, and it would have made the map so much easier. But I do open up the fishing hut, and I get Juggernog. In round 10, I buy Quick Revive and hit the Wonder Fizz machine and get stamina. And now I've got to do the hard part, getting the Wonder Weapon. Oh, okay, moving on. If I was going for round 100, I would definitely try and get the Rega Mark II, but because I'm going to only round 50, it really doesn't matter that much. It doesn't make that much of a difference. Oh, and I also get an early red screener here, so I just spam the crap out of my waffle. Not really, I just shot one shot and they all died. Now moving on to the strategy, when you start a round, you always want to start the trap. That way you can save your ammo and your Wonder off, because the Wonder Waff, like I said again, it doesn't give you drops, so if you don't have an L cab, you're gonna run out of ammo in your Wonder Waff before you complete the round. And right here, I got lucky and got a max ammo. And when the trap's not running, you basically just wait till around 10 zombies are in this area, you shoot the Wonder Waff, and always make sure you reload in the back. I didn't because I just didn't really want to, but when you get on one shot, you always want to reload, because in case you get trapped and you have only one shot, you're probably gonna die. But there's round 40 in 56 minutes, 38 seconds. And on round 49, I literally just use an outcam and spam the crap out of my waffle, and the round ends in about a minute or 2. But there's round 50 in an hour, 17 minutes, and 41 seconds. Not too bad. Now we're moving on from the difficulty of the World at War maps and going on to the easiness of BO1.
Are you freaking kidding
Moving on
me?
to Kino Der Toten. Also a zombies map that has Pack-a-Punch on it, finally. Oh my gosh. Basically, I just stay in spawn until round 4, and then I make my way to the alleyway and buy the VMP, because the rounds go by so quickly when you're in the alleyway. Also, this is around the time when Sirius finally fixed this patch, which is lovely. I can play online, but not really, because hackers are still crashing me. It's so fun to deal with. And because I'm playing online, I don't have all the attachments on my VMP, which means I don't have fast mags, and the zombies are able to get pretty close to me and kill me. Like right here, I got a red screen. So after making it to round 13, I just decided to buy Quick Revive and start opening up the map. I turn on power. I also buy Juggernog. Link the teleporter so now I can go to Pack-a-Punch. And then finally on round 22, I get the Thunder Gun. It's kind of rare in this map. I'm not really sure what the rates are though. And now moving on to the strategy, you literally just sit in the alleyway. Usually you would do a half horde and then just kill the zombies. It's so fast that way because ammo isn't really a problem on the early rounds. Like, you can do this all the way to 60.
You could also probably just spam your thunder gun, really. I should have probably done that, and it would have been so much faster. And of course, when you run low on ammo, just use an Alchem, you can just spam like the Wonder Waff, but it's way better than the Wonder Waff. It's way safer to do, because the thunder gun's like 100 times better than the Wonder Waff. It's also the second best wonder weapon in any game. I'm around 35, I do pack a punch my thunder gun so I can have more ammo though. And then when you have an insta-kill or a death machine, you literally just sit here and shoot at both the barricade right there, and then you shoot over here where the zombies come from. It makes the rounds go ridiculously fast. And then I hit round 50 on Kino in 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 7 seconds. Finally, we got a map that actually can beat the Giant. Giant was what, an hour, 12 minutes? We shaved off 6 minutes of time, which is not too bad. I mean, Kino's really fast because the thunder gun, obviously. That was Kino Der Toten. Moving on to Ascension. Now moving on to Ascension, probably the easiest map on Black Ops 3 in my opinion, in terms of like actual high rounds. For round 100, I mean Revelations, there's nothing really that can beat it. But Ascension's the easiest because it literally, the strategy is just you sitting in spawn room for the high round. After finishing up round 4, I start opening up the map, going to power, and then I turn on power. And now I'm just calling the landers in so I can get Pack-a-Punch unlocked. I also buy Juggernog. I also buy Stamina. Pretty much 90% of the time, I'm always having Stamina up in Jug and Quick Revive in my perk setup. I call the second lander in, and I also get my first Monkey round on round 8. They just are basically the dog rounds, but they're really hard to kill once like you get to round 30. It takes 2 shots with the Thunder Gun, like why? And while calling in my last lander, I just find a random teddy bear. I never knew that was there. I mean, if I'm being honest, it probably has something to do with the Easter egg that I have no idea how to do. And then I activate the launch to the rocket so I can get back punch, and I try to shoot it down, and it's kind of funny. I'm pretty sure you need the ray gun to do that. I tried to do it anyways, and I almost died in the process. I still had aim plain sight, so it really didn't matter. Because of my brilliancy, the zombies trap me. Luckily, I'm decent enough at this game to the point where I can get out of that. But if I wasn't, then I would have just killed myself. And I get trapped anyways. On round 13, I buy Widow's Wine because for the strategy, you camp in the power room and it just makes it more bearable for me. Obviously, if you're good enough at the game and you don't need Widow's Wine to save your ass, you can probably just buy Speed Cola and it will speed up the rounds even more, but I'm not that good at the game yet. Finally, on round 17 though, I get the Thunder Gun. It's taken me quite a while to get the Thunder Gun on these maps, but I mean, I'm not complaining. Once you get the Thunder Gun, you're basically invincible. And then I Pack-a-Punch my Thunder Gun and RK5 and get Deadwire on it. And then basically this is the strategy. You literally just sit in power room and I can literally spam my Thunder Gun all the way to 50. It's so easy. Ascension is such an easy map. And then whenever you get a death machine, you can do a trick right here where if you have your crosshair right there, the zombies coming from above and the zombies coming from that window, they will just all perish to the death machine. It's so fun to do. But I finally hit round 50 in 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 34 seconds. Just a little bit slower than Kino, but really, the Ascension strategy is way easier than Kino anyways. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty happy with it anyways. And that was Ascension. Moving on to another hard map.
What would we do if the
Yep,
power
and
was
it's
already
Shangri.
on?
Shangri-La's strategy, it's easy, but it's also hard at the same time because getting the baby gun is a pain in the ass. Because the baby gun is so rare to get on this map, I would just turn any power up into a double point so I can maximize the amount of points I get and hit the box as many times on the early rounds. Because if you don't have the baby gun in the higher rounds, you're gonna go down. And of course, because I'm trying to maximize the amount of points, I also buy the Bowie knife and then I turn on power. And luckily, the stone that unlocks Pack-a-Punch is right next to power. If it goes to the tunnel that I have to keep closed, I have to restart. I buy Stamina and I also buy Juggernog because this map is so close quarters like Verruckt. If you don't have Juggernog on these early rounds, you're probably gonna go down because the zombie spawns are so unpredictable. Well, at least when you're trying to get set up on the map and you're just running around it. I open up this door and this is literally where you did the high round strategy. It's not that hard really. One thing about this map though is that there's napalm zombies. If you get too close to them, they just one-shot you, which is just lovely. I mean, even with Juggernog, they still one-shot you. Like, why? I also get a monkey to turn my max ammo into a free perk, and you wouldn't believe it. Deadshot! Finally, after hitting the box for so long, I get the 3179 JGB 215. And then I finally am able to Pack-a-Punch after that. That was painful. Now, moving on to the strategy. With this game, I would literally just train up a half board. It's even simpler than that, but I didn't know this at the time. You just go back and forth and kill zombies between the tunnel door and the geyser, and then the rounds go by so quickly, but I didn't know that at the time. And when you have an Alchem, I mean, you really have to play entirely normal because the baby zombies, you can go down by getting hit too much. It's kind of crazy. Now I'm just trying to get a max ammo from the monkey, and this escalated quickly. See, the monkey blew up, and then I got stunned, and then the zombie just quadruple hit me, and I went down. That was kind of funny, though, I'm not gonna lie. Luckily, I had monkeys, so I could easily just get out of the situation and get all my perks back. And another thing, if you just got a nuke, do not shoot any of the zombies with your turn, because the zombie will not do anything. I learned that the hard way. But there's round 50 on Shangri-La in an hour, 23 minutes, and 12 seconds. It was difficult getting the baby gun, but once I got it, it was pretty easy after that. But that was Shangri-La. Moving on to Moon.
Oh, this must be the place where they bake all the apple pies.
Moving on to Moon, another pretty easy map. I would restart for Juggernog and Swordplay, and somehow, some way, I managed to do it first try. It was kind of crazy. If you're wondering why I'd restart for that, it's Swordplay because you can get like at least 10,000 points with it, which is crazy. That's enough to open up the entire map pretty much. In Juggernog just because so I can get it early and be safe. And because the dogs are just so annoying to deal with, I would just sit up here, and when you sit up here, dogs don't even spawn, which is awesome. I buy Juggernog, and because the zombies are now a 2-knife to kill even with Swordplay, I teleport to the Moon with 14,000 points, which is just awesome. I buy Quick Revive, and then I just start opening up the map. It is so fun to do this, especially because of the fact that I'm not using Megas, I'm only using Classics. The fact that I'm opening up the entire map with Classics only is just mwah. I also find and get the Hacker because the Hacker is just, oh, it's so good on this map. Because if you didn't know what it does, it literally hacks any drop into a max ammo, which is just, oh, it's so good. And I'm just hitting a box for an LMG, and yeah, I kind of got the wave gun on round 1, and I also managed to get the Dingo, so now I'm set up to go back to Area 51 and basically grind up points so I can get the Gershon. And again, I just sit in this area because I don't really want to have to deal with the dogs. They're really annoying to deal with. But because I really wasn't trying that hard, I do get a red screen from this one zombie, and it kind of made me panic a little bit. I'm pretty much set up. I wouldn't want to go down now. And then I pack-a-punch my Dingo when I have no ammo in it, so I can just guarantee myself that I get the Gershons. And a cool thing you can do with this map is that whenever you get back from Area 51, the game thinks you progress through 2 rounds. So I'm on round 1 right now, but the game really thinks I'm on round 3, so it's actually doing round 3 spawn rates. And you can literally do this to the point where you're on round 20, but it's max spawn rates, and that's just so good. It makes round 100 on this map so fast. Now I'm just trying to get Deadwire on my Kuda because the Kuda wall buy is super close to me, and then I take it down, and it pisses me off so much. But another thing you have to deal with on this map is the excavations. They're not even that really hard to deal with. You literally can just throw Gersh and you can just hack it, or you can just go all the way to Area 51 and the game will spawn you in back in spawn room, and zombies don't spawn in for 15 seconds for some reason. And because the wave gun doesn't give you any drops, sadly, you have to either have an Alchem, and this is why the Hacker comes into play. You can hack drops into the max ammo, like I said, and you can theoretically have 4 max ammos every round, which is just insane. And I need to show you how fast round 26 goes by, because I'm doing the Area 51 thing where the game thinks I'm probably on round 40 right now, but I'm really only on round 26. I mean, just look at this. I mean, come on, it took me, what, 48, 46 seconds to complete that 1 round? But there's round 50 on Moon. It took me an hour, 18 minutes, 21 seconds. Really fast, really easy round 50. Round 100 is basically the same thing. It just takes 2 hours if you have Mega Gobblegums at least, which I'm not using. But that was Moon. Moving on to the last map, Origins. Now, Origins is mostly setup. There's a lot of setup you gotta do on this map for the ice stuff. You gotta turn on all the generators. You gotta get the shield. I'll show a lot of that. I turn on generator 1, and you may notice that I'm shooting the zombies in the head for headshots instead of knifing them, because if you didn't know, if you get 115 headshots on this map, you complete a challenge and you get a pack-a-punch weapon, which is so useful. So I do end up staying in spawn until I complete it, and there you go. I completed on round 7, which is awesome. So I open it up, and it's the pack-a-punch weevil, which is not bad. It gets 100 shots. And then I start opening up the map. Sadly, it's not snowing, but it's not that big of a deal. I get the ice staff bit, get the first shield part, and then turn on generator 2. I also get my second shield part and turn on generator 3. Then I go to no man's land and turn on generator 5. And also a panzer spawns in, so I just use my in plain sight so I don't die. I buy stamina up, and then the panzer does grab me, but I managed to kill him just before he starts putting me on fire and probably would have killed me. I activate generator 4, and of course generator 3 starts getting attacked by the Templar zombies, which is just wonderful. I buy Juggernog. It also starts snowing, so now I can get the ice staff very easily. I get my first ice staff part, my second ice staff part. I pick up the ground phone and place it down so I can go downstairs. And I preset all these colors to blue, so when I get to this step with the ice staff upgrade, I can just easily shoot the orb. And then I get my last ice staff part. I go to the crazy place, pick up the crystal, and then build the ice staff. And also I just realized while heading back to the crazy place, I didn't do generator 6, so I finished that up. And now I'm doing the ice staff puzzle. I literally, it's kind of funny, I have a picture of all the things, so I just do that pretty easily. And after finishing up the ice staff puzzle, I have to shoot the 3 gravestones with my ice staff and then with a normal gun. Pretty easy step if I'm being honest. And then the last step is to change all these colors to blue, which I already preset like I showed you, so then I can just move on to fill in my ice staff with souls, and then I'm done. So I teleport back to the crazy place, place my ice staff in, and then you have to kill around 30 zombies. And this is kind of funny. I get blocked in right here, and then I somehow made myself out of that. And I finished filling up my ice staff with 30 souls, and now all I have to do now is get Kudo with turn. And then I get Kudo with turn, and now moving on to the strategy, you literally just sit in the fire tunnel and use your ice staff every now and then. It's so easy, it's so fast. The ice staff is so powerful. It's such a fun weapon to use though. And now if a generator was being attacked by the Templar zombies, if it was 1, 2, or 3 being attacked, I would go for it for the free max ammo. But if it was 4, 5, or 6, then I would just leave it be because it was way too far away. But we hit round 50 in 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 46 seconds. Really easy round 50. And it's also a really easy round 100. But that was me speedrunning round 50 on every Black Ops 3 Zombies map. If you made it this far, you're an absolute legend. But I will see you guys next time.